Hello. I wanted to share with you something quite extraordinary that happened to me over the past 2 days. We are now at the end of the month of July, going into the month of August, and something happened to me. I think it was 2 days ago. I listened to a video by Michael Gerber, a few videos actually, and it was maybe the second or the third that really hit me. And I realized something quite fundamental and life changing about what I had been doing up to now and how I had gone about doing things up to now. This happened when he started to speak about dreams. He said that you need to have a dream, you need to have a vision, you need to have a purpose. And I realized one thing I realized that I had confused my personal goals for my purpose or my vision. And that I was driven by my personal goals, which is fair enough. We all have personal goals. But really, in order to go beyond what is can be considered normal or basic, in order to go beyond that, I realized that I needed to have an actual purpose. I needed to have a vision. And so I went back and I looked at some of my personal goals, what has been motivating me, driving me to reach out to you, to reach out to other people. First was my wife. I want to, for many personal reasons I'm not going to go into right now, I want my wife to have a beautiful home. We live very well, and we always have, but I want her to own to her name a beautiful property, which I already, by the way, already have uh, selected. Okay, and this for many reasons. Mainly because she has lost her parents, both of her parents, her father more recently, and she really wants to be surrounded by people. She wants to entertain. She wants to enjoy having people sleeping over, family, friends, her brother, my family. So that's number one. Around that, I want dogs, a number of motorcycles. I love for pickup trucks and so on. Personal things. Just beyond that, I already knew that I wanted to take care of my parents. My parents have done so much for me, and I want them to be very well taken care of, not in an old age home. We've seen what's been happening around the world with this sanitary situation in old age homes where people are separated. If they can live on the next property, on one of the properties around, fantastic. I want to be able to buy that. If they can live not too far away in a beautiful apartment, beautiful views, with living personnel taking care of them as they age, I want to be able to do that. So that's the second thing. The third, I knew also that I've always been interested in very, very heavy infrastructures and wanting to leave a legacy in Africa. Um, in terms of bridges, airports, ports, toll roads, new cities, campuses, university campuses, and so on. Very large power plants. And for that, I've known for some time that I wanted to create something of a franchise, a foundation franchise for very heavy infrastructure. Why a franchise? Because it has a specific way of looking at and identifying projects, a specific way of rating projects, a specific set of people that these projects are then referred to for funding, a specific way of presenting the funding requirements in a particular format that is appropriate to these people, a particular way of going about implementing the projects, tracking the progress, and so on, so that it can be replicated. There can be a branch or whatever you want to call it in one country, in another, in 12 countries, 15 countries, so that a lot more can be done. So I knew these things, and they were in the back of my mind as I embarked with this academy, the I Am Academy, to equip myself with the knowledge and the skills to gain security and independence. Because I realized that I do not have security and independence. I am reliant on third parties. I do very fascinating work. I work in the power sector. I work with good people, and it has allowed me to travel, to see the world, to see Africa. I shouldn't say the world, to see Africa. I've traveled to over 20 countries in Africa, very deep into these countries, from Chad to Mozambique to Zimbabwe to Ethiopia to Djibouti, Burundi, Namibia. And so up until this situation that we all know, this sanitary situation, I was very happy with my circumstances. I make very good income. Very good income because on top of everything, I'm an expat. And I work with people that I consider to be family, more family than colleagues. But I do not have security or independence. I do not have financial security or independence. And what this first phase of this sanitary crisis has shown us is how fragile the foundations of the world we had become accustomed to really are. And if I'm to believe some of the people that I follow on YouTube, or some of my friends, or even just some of my own conclusions about everything that I'm seeing, then we are just at the beginning of this crisis. We're already seeing reconfinements, restrictions, a virus out of control. The second wave's now flaring up all over the world. And so, and violence, riots. And I believe we're going to see a lot more of that. Because, and somebody told me the other day, he said, you know how the French Revolution started? For the reasons why. And you would imagine, the people wanted to topple the aristocracy or whatever. They were tired of having a king and so on. No, they were hungry. That's how the French Revolution kicked off. The people were hungry. And so I believe that with the tremendous squeeze on individuals, on businesses from these lockdowns, from this sanitary situation, we're going to see a huge amount of unrest. And so this was the picture that I had when I started to watch these videos of Michael Gerber, the author of the E-Myth and the E-Myth Revisited. And then at some point while watching these videos, I realized as well, by the way, in the pursuit of my personal goals, I had been developing something called the ERSA Traders Development Network, because I realized that if I'm going to achieve my goals, and I'm going to help other people while I'm helping myself, then I would need a program that helps people onboard, that helps people get equipped. And so I had already been doing that very diligently. But what Michael Gerber made me realize is that I didn't really have a vision for ERSA. I didn't have a vision for what I was doing with this academy. I had a vision for myself. But I didn't have a vision that was powerful enough to drive growth that I have yet to imagine. And so since watching Michael Gerber, I've changed the name from ERSA Traders Development Network to ERSA 10X Traders Development Network. ERSA 10X, ERSA times 10. And the vision now is to empower 10,000 families to achieve financial security and freedom over the next 2 years. To empower 10,000 families to achieve financial security and freedom throughout the world over the next 2 years. And this has completely changed the way I feel about it, the way I go about organizing it, the way everything seems to have switched when I put a vision that was beyond the personal. The personal will still be acquired and more. But the vision and the urgency that I feel now to help 10,000 people, 10,000 families over the next 2 years. Not alone, of course, with help, perhaps from you, certainly from someone, and particularly because of the period that we're living through and the period that we're entering into, which I feel that what we've gone through now is the tip of the iceberg of what we're living through. And I could share a lot, even about some videos that I've seen, prophecies by rabbis and others, warning humanity to brace. And so I feel that we're going to go through very turbulent times, and this makes it all the more urgent and important to have a mission, to have no fear, to have belief, to reach out, to add 10x, not just to ERSA's name, but 10x to everything, to add 10x to the passion, to add 10x to how we reach out to people, to add 10x to how we equip people, to add 10x to why we do what we do. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's been quite profound, and yeah, thank you.